right, everybody, we're back on Steel City. Going to talk some NFL and some fun things like that this evening. As far as some of the notes, Will Howard most likely broken small bone in hand, a small bone in his hand broken. That is something of note, something to keep an eye on. I think we're going to get a lot of Mason Rudolph and some other casts of characters. But um, for everybody that's new to this platform, we talk a lot of NFL and Steelers on this. Obviously, I am a Steeler supporter. So, with that being said, hit that like and subscribe button and help us grow this thing. We are shooting for 25 likes on this video. 25 likes is the goal, to try to average something out to that. But yeah, with all of that, being all the rave, that is something that we are here to discuss. The Steelers opened the preseason game. The equipment showed up, so it looks like we are in luck. It's probably going to be an all systems go as far as the Steelers live stream. So that is something that we're gonna get cooking this coming fall. We'll see how the Steelers live streams do. So that is something to look forward to. So we're talking a good bit of Steelers today. The Will Howard stuff, not ideal, not a way to start the tenure off in Pittsburgh, but it's one of those things. Not really shocked things like this happen. I want to say that Notre Dame and Ohio State at the end of the year played the longest schedule in college football history for the most part. It's just one of those things. So we'll get it started off here. Very interesting stat poll that I have from today. Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones. Here's the number comparison. Those numbers are wildly identical. I don't think that it gets much more, I would say, finite than that. There's pretty much the same. One guy got 55 million a year. So I think that going into this, and it's their first 60 starts, so I don't know where the bottom falls out of this, in my estimation. With Liam Cohen coming in as far as being the new head coach, the OC, and all of that fun stuff, is there a means to an end with the Trevor Lawrence thing? Does Jacksonville try to rebuild it? I mean, they went out and grabbed Travis Hunter. I think Travis Hunter was kind of a grab to sell tickets, to be honest, because I think Jacksonville really, as a whole, has kind of struggled, and that's just kind of primarily where it's at, in my opinion. But these numbers are very shocking. Trevor Lawrence is kind of viewed as the savior of the Jaguars. Not really catching not a ton of criticism, but I think he deserves just as much as Daniel Jones. I mean, the Giants, if you go back and look at the Giants were not anything to write home about the last couple of years in Daniel Jones's tenure, in my opinion. So that's just kind of where we're at. on this side of the fence with the Daniel Jones thing. I don't foresee the Indianapolis thing. Indianapolis desperately needs to find a quarterback. I think ever since the Andrew Luck thing, it never panned out. It's just one of those deals that I think that they're kind of cooked turkey. They're stuck with Anthony Richardson. They brought Daniel Jones in to maybe see if it can nullify it, to get it together, to shore up the room, because ever since Andrew Luck retired, Indianapolis hasn't been the same, because after Luck, they had a Phillip Rivers year, they had a Matt Ryan year. They pretty much were bringing in everybody that had been on the last leg of what it was their NFL career. Although I don't think Phillip Rivers played horrific, but it wasn't Phillip Rivers of old when it came to what he was in Indianapolis. He was kind of a shell of himself. So I think that's one of those instances that, can Daniel Jones turn the corner? I think Indy has decent weapons. I don't think that they're going to be world beaters by any means. I think Indianapolis is rebuilding. They have a really solid defense. I think if they could just get competent quarterback play, they can make the playoffs, being in the NFC South for one. I think that there's a lot of fair teams in the AFC South. I apologize, Euphorian slipped there. The NFC South isn't much better. Indianapolis, you always have Houston in there. You've got Jacksonville and Tennessee. Almost every single one of the franchises outside of Indianapolis outside of Houston is rebuilding, trying to rebuild something. You have a brand new quarterback in Cam Ward in Tennessee. You have a brand new quarterback kind of situation going on in Indianapolis. And then you have the Trevor Lawrence experiment going on in Jacksonville. The bona fide, hands down best quarterback in the AFC South is CJ Stroud by leaps and bounds, in my opinion. So this is where we find out if Jacksonville and Indianapolis can kind of turn the corner, because at some point you got to blow it up and restart. I think bringing in a new coach, the Doug Peterson thing, I don't know if it was going to be completely torpedoed by the end of the tenure. I don't think it was salvageable, in my opinion. That's just the way it was. I think Shad Khan, a guy with a lot of money, like he wants to win something, and he sees all these other franchises winning stuff, winning Super Bowls as Kansas City and a couple other organizations out there, New England, Pittsburgh, for example, teams with sustained success over decades, although from when Bradshaw retired to Ben was a really long time. It's been some dark years up there in New England post-Belichick. But although I think that, not to get on a tangent here on the Patriots, I know some people are going to hate this, but I think that New England, for the most part, they've upgraded where they needed to at head coach. They brought Stephon Diggs in. If he don't work out, he's easily shippable. I think a lot of what Vrabel is doing up there in New England is going to translate to the NFL. Being a former player there, has won Super Bowls there. How can you not listen to Mike Vrabel when he tells you to do something? But that's just my 2 cents on the Mike Vrabel thing. Here's another interesting tidbit here. Micah Parsons has said he wants out of Dallas. Appreciate the likes over there on TikTok, man. The Micah Parsons thing in Dallas, I believe, has ran the ship aground. These are some teams that Fox NFL on Fox has put out. Do I think the Chargers dive into the Micah Parsons thing? I do not think so. I don't think the Ravens are really interested. Now, Washington, Buffalo, and the Raiders, I think, could be ginormous players in this trade market if they want to. You can never rule out whatever the Jets are going to do. Appreciate the likes, my man. I can't foresee that they'll want to punt the package already. It depends on what Dallas is asking for, in my opinion. I think Jerry's not going to trade him. That's just my opinion. I don't think Jerry will trade him, and if he does, Jerry's going to ask for a mountain of picks and all kinds of things of that sort. So we'll see where the Parsons thing ends up. I don't know if Ryan Poles and the Bears can get in, but I think the Bears have more issues on offense than they do defense. I think the Bears, with Ben Johnson, although I think Ben Johnson's an outstanding coach, I think he took over an impossible situation. It's just one of those things that you don't have a quarterback in place. They just extended Poles. What are you going to do? Get a new what are you going to do? Get a new quarterback? What do we got here? I don't know what the Giants see. It almost makes me think with the Giants that Daboll's almost a lame duck coach, and I think he's better than what people think. I just think he's had a very, very rough go of it. They let Saquon Barkley leave. I don't know how you fix that. That's just my opinion. I don't know how you fix that. So, but yeah, the Micah Parsons thing, this is pretty much where we're at. I don't know. You always have to pay attention to the Jets. The Jets are always somebody that will make a hasty decision and get involved in something that I don't think they really, really understand. And that's just Woody Johnson. So there's that. I don't think the Ravens are interested. I don't think Harbaugh is interested. I mean, Harbaugh just let Joey Bosa go, so. But a team like Buffalo, Washington, and the Raiders, teams that really think that they can make a run this year, are really on that. Could really be on that sustainability and that noise, wanting to make some noise. But so yeah, that's what I think. Do I think Micah Parsons will end up back in? Some people were speculating the Pittsburgh thing. I don't. Who knows? I don't think the Steelers will want to bring that in. I mean, they just shipped George Pickens out of there for a reason. That's just what it is with the Pickens deal. I know some people were torn on it, but I think George Pickens out the door to Dallas. Wish him nothing but the best. But that's just what it is. Congratulations, George. Hopefully you are happy at your new place of employment. So, with that being said, we're about the halfway mark. We're going to do a 30-minute show tonight, and then the college football show is back tonight. 7:30 is when that kicks off. The college football show, we'll have that cranked up and rolling. But hit that like and subscribe button. Help us grow this channel. We're trying to get this show to 25 likes. And then after we hit that, it's 50. I want to see how many likes we can get on a video. That is the goal over here. And if we're going to be, I believe we're going to be streaming the Steelers game live, having a watch party, talking about the game. It'll be interesting to see who they roll out at quarterback, how the rotations are. I think that for the most part, you're not going to see any of Aaron Rodgers ain't playing. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to play at all in the preseason. I would be really shocked if he did, but that's just me. But anyway, moving on, speaking of the Chicago Bears, here are the Madden ratings for 2024 for the first round QBs. Jaden Daniels at an 85, Bo Nix 79, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Penix, and JJ McCarthy is kind of the only one that did not play last year. He had the meniscus injury. Daniels, I am not shocked that that's what his overall would be for the game. Bo Nix, same thing. Both them two guys, playoff quarterbacks. And I'm going to take an outside shot and say I would not be shocked if the New England Patriots get to the playoffs and maybe make some noise with Vrabel being the head man up there. It seems like Vrabel's got the buy-in, and if Stephon Diggs doesn't buy in, he's either going to shape up or ship out. That's kind of what it's going to be on the New England front. Caleb Williams, I think that it's year one with Ben Johnson. The Bears might watch it and say there's something there. There's a little improvement. But I think at the end of the day, if they have another year like they did last year, he might get one more year. The rookie deal, I believe, is 4 with a fifth-year team option. So I think we're going to see – I don't know if Caleb Williams gets a monster second contract. It's not looking good. I think Bo Nix is on pace. Jaden Daniels is on pace. I think if Drake May plays well this year – Caleb Williams could possibly, out of this class of guys, end up being the worst quarterback out of all of them. Although we haven't really seen much of Penix or JJ, but in my estimation, Michael Penix can spin the hell out of the ball. So that is just something that you got to pay attention to there, and I'll be interested to see. There's a lot of debate on the college football show, who's better, Will Howard or JJ McCarthy. You haven't seen either one of them play in the NFL, so that's where I draw the line. That's where it is. But we'll dive in real quick here. The mistake by the Lake, they have now. I don't know what their plan is. I guess Pickett is hurt. I don't know what's going on. The Cleveland Browns preseason can't get here soon enough. They have the Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, and Tyler Huntley all in camp now. And Deshaun Watson also walking around with a ripped-up Achilles. The Browns play on Friday. I'll be interested to see what that looks like. So, yeah, the Browns just keep adding quarterbacks. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Stefanski doesn't like all three of them as the backup. I think he likes Flacco, and that's it. The Shedeur Sanders thing, pig guy, Steelers versus Browns, who wins? Two guys where you used to work have a rivalry on teams. Yeah, I would take the Steelers in that. So that's just me. But yeah, talking to the old TikTok. Joe Flacco, I believe, is going to start. Pickett, Gabriel, Shador Sanders, now Tyler Huntley. Don't get it. Do not get it. So I think the Browns will be good on defense, actually. Yeah, you too, man. Um, I think the Browns will be good on defense. Offensively, it could be a train wreck. I think Flacco will be limited. The thing is that getting the, and I hate to say this, but getting older quarterbacks, they cannot move like they used to. I mean, I would go out on a limb and say Aaron Rodgers is probably a little bit more mobile than Joe Flacco, but look at these teams that are trying to compete with 40-plus-year-old quarterbacks. I think Rodgers wants to win a Super Bowl for his legacy. That is something. Um, that is something that I think is kind of bothering him, and I think that they want to get that. They kind of want to get that thing a little sewed up right there. But yeah, that's the. That is the. That's the thing. I don't. I don't know where the bottom's going to fall out in Cleveland. I think that it's not. What are you doing? Okay, if you're a Browns fan and you're looking at this, what is your angle on future long-term success? Because you have two rookie quarterbacks, a guy that was a former first-round pick that failed in Pittsburgh, and then also takes a shot at Mike Tomlin and say, "This is I'm just my year in Philadelphia. I'm just glad to see what it looked like on the day-to-day." Well, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but the Steelers were ill prepared to go out and replace Ben. That's no secret. If even if you're a Steelers fan and you say, "Oh well," you know, it's not even that. It's they were ill prepared, and when they drafted Pickett, Rudolph got mad and took his ball and went home. I think Landry Jones hit the bricks as well. So they were kind of decimated at quarterback in the time for Ben, but nobody was prepared for Roethlisberger to retire. Period. But I mean, the Steelers are doing the same thing the Browns are. I don't know. There's a lot of Will Howard hysteria. Now that's going to have to get tampered down because I don't think he's going to play. I think they said he's going to be out 3 weeks. So there's the whole preseason right there. So you're not even going to see Will Howard year one. I don't think he'll play. And it's going to be the mystique and the buildup, and a lot of people are going to be pushing. If Rodgers is struggling, they'll say, put Will Howard in. Well, what if Will Howard is not ready? That's the issue. Because I don't think you're going to see him at all in the regular season. Zero, zilch. Because it's just what it is. I mean, I'll look at the NFL and see what they're reporting, but Vrabel jumped into a scrum in practice and ended up with bloodied, as ESPN said. For me, I'm wondering who was fighting. Yeah, I'm not shocked. Mike Vrabel out there getting in a scrum with players. Yeah, that's right up Vrabel's alley. And also for a lot of the people that don't realize it, he did play linebacker and like defensive end in the NFL. He's a legit 6'5", so he's kind of a big old boy. What do we got for the Will Howard injury? One day ago, it said hand to be evaluated. Yeah, I don't know. He might play in the preseason, but let's just everybody calm down, okay? Everybody just calm down when it comes to the Will Howard thing. But also, I want to get to this before we shuffle out of here. This is DK Metcalf. This is kind of what he said on the Steeler defense. I think the Steeler defense is going to be really good this year, so that's just something to be looking at. I think this preseason game is going to be really interesting because I think what you're going to see at quarterback is I think you're going to see a lot of Skylar Thompson, really, if Will Howard can't go. Because I think if you're Tomlin, I think you give Mason a series, maybe. He might not even suit up. Mason Rudolph gets a series, and that's about it. As I'm looking at the depth chart, it's going to be interesting because I would say none of the starting guys, like Highsmith went out the other day with an injury. You're already seeing guys with Q's next to their name. You're not going to see any of those. Anybody that says starter next to, highly doubt you see. Like Jaylen Warren, DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin, Robert Woods, Freiermuth. You ain't seeing none of those guys. You're going to be seeing a lot of Ben Skoranek, I think Roman Wilson, Rock Taylor. You'll be seeing a lot of that. And a lot of Skylar Thompson playing quarterback. So, Steeler Nation, I hope you are prepared for that. That is what it's going to be. But Saturday, probably about, I believe the kick is at 7 o'clock. Excuse me. Kick's about 7 o'clock. We will be live from the command center studio that I have set up that I completely remodeled or ruined my house for. We will have coverage probably on the Steeler game starting probably about 10 minutes before kick, right around 6:50ish. We will go live. Don't know what time what Steel City will be on Friday and Mondays. I got to hammer that out as well. We got to figure out some times and things of that sort. So that is something that we're working on. Friday might be a morning show. And then Saturday we'll have the watch along, and then just depending on how the watch parties go for the preseason, I get it. People don't get excited, but how the show goes, we might be streaming some Sunday games. People are looking for an alternative broadcast. So the Steelers, and it's also good, the Steelers play a lot of 1 p.m. games. They're trying to pump this Ireland thing up, and I just think it's an absolute stinker of a deal. But that's just me. Some people are in on the Ireland. I wouldn't say I'm out, but football at 9:30 in the morning, the NFL trying to take over the 9:30 slot. And if you're somebody that lives on the West Coast, if you live on the West Coast, you have to get up at 6:30 in the morning to watch the Steelers play in Ireland. I mean, it's bad enough you already have to get up at 9 or no 10 for 1 o'clock games. Although the one thing that is nice about being on the West Coast, all of your football viewing is done by 10 o'clock your time. Or Sunday night football starts at 5. I mean, that would be kind of interesting to take in and be like, I can't believe Sunday night football starts at 5. But that's just the time zones and how all of that goes. But with that being said, hit that like and subscribe button. We will be live Saturday. You guys can tune in and watch the game with me. I got to download the NFL Plus app. Yeehaw. Another thing that they're buying. And also the NFL selling the rights to, or letting NFL Network, or the letting ESPN get their hands on Red Zone, and the NFL owns the Red Zone name. Don't be shocked if you don't have a Red Zone channel for college football coming to you very soon. I would say that is around the corner. But with that being said, hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back in 29 minutes for the college football show. Got to input some things and get the show rolling, and that's where we're at. So everybody have a good evening, and if you're into college football, join me on the next show. Have a good one.